Now let's consider ganging up as a beta male activity. We see the relational aggression in the workplace bullying, cyberbullying. Look at the average bully on the internet, for example. Bullying is something that someone who has an insecurity does. If I'm Pharaoh, for example, in my rightful place, why do I need to bully anybody? I tell them what to do, punish them, and have someone else do it if anything. Okay? More likely not. It's not really the bullying. There's a difference between bullying and punishment, rather. Hey, the fuck am I going to bully anybody for? Fuck am I going to team up with anybody? It's a beta male activity. Okay? So of course beta goes back to bet A, right? Bet against A. Okay? Bet against a god, right? For example, bet against an idea of righteousness and being penalized in the afterlife. And the bait A male. To bait people. Mental health, especially psychiatry, is a beta male sector. Democracy is a beta male idea, right? A bunch of beta males decide what to do instead of the wisest and the best. And what kind of society, if there was truly an alpha male society, would slip toward democracy? It's one where they're in rebellion against the alpha male, to say the least. Okay, and over time, it becomes a beta male society, a beta male culture. Okay, and certainly the alpha male is going to be a pest in their minds, and they're going to screen them out, right? And what do you do with a pest? You spray them. Okay, gaslight, right? You gas them, and then the eyes become sensitive to light. Without, of course, with the evidence at hand, with people saying on record, if they change their story in the future, they're lying in the future and not at the time of the interview. The logical assumption by far is that I'm a victim of being sprayed and drugged and not some kind of made-up mental illness. It is stupid to see it that way. It is insane to see it that way. And bottom line is, you can tell by my articulation and my behavior, the leadership qualities, the alpha male qualities. Even now, I look, when the light is dimmed on my phone, I look like a pretty handsome guy, pretty in shape. In the most populated state, why am I being shunned? Why on the dating sites, I've spent like 4 years plus on Tinder. Never had a single successful date. Okay, never slept with any woman on Tinder, ever. I believe it's the same with OkCupid. Okay, ever. How is that possible? Compare my qualities to the average person who gets fucking laid a certain amount. Compare it to the more successful men. Certainly either women are complete idiots, fucking fools, or they're complete cowards. And certainly there's a degree of controlled dating sites. Who owns Tinder, right? They're based in Hollywood or something, right? A bunch of beta male LGBT community people. Last time I was banned for putting up pictures of date rape drugs, the effects of date rape drugs. And in my description, I put, I don't care if it's socially normative, if you're crazy, loony, weird, etc., leave me alone. A bunch of gender neutral LGBT bitches basically said, you have to accept differences. We protect our users. You can't even say, if you're weird, I don't care if it's socially normative, leave me alone. That's how much these censorship bitches, right? Censorship, shipmate, mating, shipping and receiving, receptivity, okay? That's how much these censorship bitches have crossed the line. That's how cowardly society is. Their inability to address these beta males proves it's a beta male culture. And remember, just like the football lineman, life is very much, certainly in California, like a gender-neutral sissy quarterback telling a bunch of big, strong, knucklehead beta males what to do. They're all beta males. Just the guy with the money, right, is telling these guys who are fixated on money and not, they don't have an alpha male nature which would allow them to emerge and address the beta males. It wouldn't allow them to accept being ruled over. You can imagine a bunch of silverback gorillas, right? Some sissy pink silverback gorillas, like, do this, do that. I have bushes here, right? He would knock them across the face, break his fucking neck, and take whatever food he's holding back on. That is the nature for 300,000 years. You cannot be an alpha male and take this beta male bullshit. It is impossible. It is impossible. Anyway. The attractive women aren't in touch with their nature enough, with their natural selves, if you will, enough to be attracted to the natural alpha male. And breeding is a part of it. So I would also assert, and there's an abundance of evidence that would suggest this, that they are also not even attracted to me to a large degree. Right? If you're so drunk that you're focused on the ground, do you have time to be attracted? I'm attracted to this person. On some level, you're attracted, but you're not consciously attracted to them. You're too busy worrying about yourself, right? They're in some kind of intoxicated state of mind where they're too busy worrying about themselves, similar to being drunk on the verge of throwing up, right? I just, please let me live, please let me live, right? When you're an intoxicated, please let me live, bitch, you shouldn't be in charge, male or female. When you're too focused on survival and empathy of those who feel the same ways, we're all like, please let me live, don't let me die, or let me die right now. It suffers too much, right? If you're a fucking bitch, you shouldn't be in charge. That's not a leadership quality. That the bare minimum is courage, core, heart. You don't have the heart to be a leader. You're some beta male bitch who's thinking, let's go get him, guys. And we'll have a sex cult. We'll reproduce. We'll control reproduction. Francis Galton, you're a bunch of bitches. Just because there's 300 million plus bitches doesn't mean that your opinion means more than mine. If the snakes multiplied the most, are they the king of the jungle? It's stupid to see it that way. Just because there's more people than God doesn't mean that we should be in charge. It's stupid to see it that way. It's detestable. So I would also assert that their genetics are now confused because of this unnatural beta male culture. 300,000 years of breeding toward being attracted to the alpha male has been crushed in the last 7,000 years or so, with real confusion being injected into DNA, real mental illness, the inability to overcome these basic substances like sugar to see the alpha male in the last 1,000 years. How come you can't overcome their psychology? It didn't stop me from overcoming them in martial arts. Their performance-enhancing drugs, their technology, putting their heads together, they couldn't find one person to beat me. But they found tens of thousands to stalk me and harass me. Insult versus what is better for everyone in the long term and short term. And if they can't see it's a lack of spiritual insight, lack of moral insight, lack of common sense, why can't you see it's better for you in the short term? On some level, you concede it's better for you in the long term. So you're going to sit there like, he's insulted me, and act like a bitch? Or are you going to see that what I'm saying is better for everyone and needs to be said, and needs to be said as such, as you have put such a special emphasis on elevating beta male sissies? The media, institutions, every bitch, every church, every religious group, every atheist group, agnostic group, every communist group. Oh, let's elevate bitches. These bitches are cool and you're not. Let's not forget the insults that go into elevating those bitches. Oh, he's this, he's that, he's a biggest, he's a homophobe, he's an oppressor, he's a bully, he has toxic masculinity, he's such a dick. You're all insulting, you're shooting your mouths out 1,000,000 miles an hour to keep me from my rightful place. How could you then start crying like a bitch when I tell the truth and it's insulting? Thank you.